lost cities, and forgotten treasures. Explorers have been traveling to South America for ages in pursuit of fabled subterranean cities that they claimed were dripping with riches. An extensive collection of legends fables about the lost civilizations of the South American jungle were formed from hazy reports from returning missionaries, local indigenous tales, rumors traded at lonely inns, and forgotten documents hidden in dusty archives. But are they merely myths? Many people were certain that the Golden Ruins existed someplace. Here, we examine 5 of Central and South America's most illustrious lost cities. Number 5. Ica Cair. There is a legend that there is a hidden underground city full of wealth somewhere in the Amazon rainforest. The location is Ica Cair. The Ica Cair narrative is just that, fiction, and it had some influence on the 2008 blockbuster Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. A German-Brazilian tour guide in Brazil who poses as the chief of the Uga Mogalala tribe of indigenous peoples has persuadingly shown that it was all a fraud. The guide, Tatunka Nara, real name Gunther Hawk, asserted that Ica Cair was situated east of the Andes, beneath Peruvian jungles, close to the acre border with Brazil. In the 1970s, Nara revealed to a reporter that his ancestors originated in Ica Cair and that the reason for his perfect German was that he was the son of a native Brazilian father and a German missionary mother. Nara claimed that a chronicle dating back to 1041 BC contained the history of his people. According to Nara, an alien civilization from the star system Shwarda arrived in South America thousands of years ago and constructed several large underground cities, including the secret Ica Cair, Acanes, and Acahim, as well as the well-known Cusco and Machu Picchu. Nara claimed that Acahim was located on the border of Brazil and Venezuela and was connected to the remote Ica Cair. A Swiss guy by the name of Schmid and Nara claimed to have discovered Acahim in 1979, but they were unable to bring back any proof of their discovery since Schmid, according to him, had lost his camera and film. In the 1980s, Nara sent 3 foreigners on 3 separate expeditions to find Ica Cair. They never returned, but Nara did. If Ica Cair ever existed, it hasn't been found. Number 2. Los Cesars. The tale of the city of the Caesars transports us to the opposite end of South America. Its Spanish name is Ciudad de los Cesars, or simply Los Cesars. An 1836 book describes a city that emigrant Spanish colonists created in 1599. The Caesars were rumored to be in Chile, east of Osorno, on an island in Lake Paihu. According to legend, the city's temples were covered in silver and could be seen glistening for miles in all directions. The plates, seats, and cutlery in the palace were all made of solid gold or silver. According to one story, the city was destroyed about a century later. This enchanted city was claimed to make those who happened upon it extremely wealthy, and later became entwined with other stories. Was it a clandestine conquistador refugee stronghold or a common mirage told by fatigued travelers? No proof of the city has ever been discovered, regardless of the story's foundation. Number 3. El Dorado. El Dorado is unquestionably the most well-known legend of a hidden city of gold, and the name has come to represent a foolish search for wealth as well as a brief British soap drama from the 1990s. Spain was fascinated by the conquistador Hernán Cortés accounts of the wealth of the New World in 1520. Moctezuma II of the Aztec Empire is renowned for lavishly showering Cortés with gold gifts. The Aztec Empire was finally conquered by the Spanish on August 13, 1521, not long after the monarch passed away. It was a cruel, disastrous time for the native people of the Americas, since the European colonizers were convinced that every mountain was home to a tribe of people who were hiding tons of stones and valuable metals. The myth of El Dorado perfectly captured this wonderful yet tragic gold rush. Ambrosius Dalfinger, the young governor of Venezuela, set out to pillage his newly acquired land in 1529. He learned about a prosperous population living far into the interior at Lake Maracaibo. They claimed that their ruler was a guy who had painted gold. He earned the moniker the Gilded Man. This has a solid factual foundation. With an elaborate ceremony, the Chibcha people of South America's northwest corner cover new kings with gold dust and immerse them in Lake Guatavita until the gold is rinsed off. Gonzalo Jiménez de Quesada y Rivera, a Spanish adventurer who died in 1579, tormented and fought his way through the territory of the Chibcha people to find a gold trove in the Hunsa town. This appeared to be a well-built community with straight avenues and substantial homes. It was said that the residents' homes contained sacks of gold dust and that they were weighed down by gold jewelry. The local king or queen resided in a home embellished with gold sheets, and his throne was covered in gold and encrusted with emeralds. Nobody was satisfied that this was El Dorado because other expeditions to find the fabled paradise were launched in the following decades. In 1595 and 1616, Sir Walter Raleigh famously led 2 journeys in search of El Dorado. El Dorado has been referred to as a nation with the mythical Manoa serving as its capital in several tales and traditions. Raleigh looked at the northern part of South America, Fawcett in Mato Grosso, and a more contemporary author proposed that Manoa was the former Maya city of Palenque in southern Mexico. These searches for the city have been extensive. Number 2. Paititi. For the Spanish colonists of the 16th and 17th centuries, Paititi was the Aladdin's Cave of the Americas, a fabled undiscovered city of incredible wealth. According to legend, Paititi was a strong empire and a hidden Inca city situated in the Peruvian Amazon. Jesuit priests, explorers, and travelers who claimed to have visited the fabled utopia told stories of golden eagles perched on royal boats and trees adorned with gold bells. On the advice of a priest named Benito de Ribera, a mission to find Paititi was begun in 1670. According to the missionary, Paititi was a country of millions where nothing was more common than gold. The expedition produced no results. Even though some modern explorers and archaeologists think Paititi may have existed, these stories of towns covered in gold may have been exaggerated. At least a dozen expeditions have been mounted to look for Paititi over the past 20 years, but no successful searches have been made to date. Number 1. The Lost City of Z. Colonel Percy Fawcett's 1867-1925? Life may have been a Hollywood production. He is regarded as a potential inspiration for the character of Indiana Jones, which is possibly why they made a movie about him. The British Army soldier and archaeologist spent the latter part of his life on the trail of what would become a costly obsession for him: the search for the remnants of City Z. He was said to be nearly resistant to the rigors of the jungle. Fawcett thought that City Z was formerly a component of a high civilization that thrived in ancient Brazil. He thought that these locations were nothing less than the very earliest human-built cities. In the far depths of the Mato Grosso, he claimed, there are certainly amazing ruins of ancient cities that are incomparably older than those of Egypt. He insisted that he had seen signs of these cities, but his life's work had been to locate Z. He thought that Z was somewhere in the Xingu River, close to the Serra do Cachimbo Mountains. Raleigh Rimmel, Jack Fawcett, and went off into the Amazon in May 1925 in pursuit of the lost city of Z. They vanished without a trace. For years to come, numerous rescuers searched for Fawcett without success. According to widely varying accounts of Fawcett's fate, he either lived as a tribal king or was killed. According to one source, there is proof that Fawcett rediscovered the legendary metropolis of Morabica, one of the lost cities described in a well-known travelogue written by Francisco Raposo in the 18th century and used by Fawcett. Today, it is thought that the collection of abandoned communities known as Cujicu, situated in the lower Xingu River region, in the heart of Brazil, may have been the wrecked cities Fawcett had heard about. If this is Z, it is likely much more recent, no more than 1,500 years than Fawcett had first believed. If you liked this video, follow us and you will find many videos that will help you to transform your life. Thanks for watching all the video. Please subscribe and hit the bell. See you soon.